Most people believe the only way for athletes to secure long-term success is to sign with Nike, the most iconic brand in sports. But what if that belief is completely wrong? Caitlin Clark just stunned the sports world by choosing Under Armour over Nike. And here's the kicker. This bold move could actually redefine how endorsement deals work for athletes everywhere. Stick around to find out why this shocking decision might be the start of a new era in sports marketing. In a sports landscape dominated by iconic partnerships, Michael Jordan with Nike, Serena Williams with Nike, and LeBron James with Nike, Caitlin Clark has thrown tradition out the window. Rumors exploded after Clark hinted at her preference for Under Armour in an exclusive interview. While speaking about her vision for endorsements, she said, "I admire what LeBron has built with his brand and how he supports athletes. That's the kind of legacy I want to create." What started as an innocuous comment quickly spiraled into a full-blown controversy. Sports insiders revealed that Nike had been in talks with Clark for a multi-million-dollar deal, an opportunity most athletes would jump at. But Clark's apparent decision to align with Under Armour has raised eyebrows across the industry, with some seeing it as a direct challenge to Nike's dominance and LeBron James's status as their flagship athlete. Clark's decision has struck a chord with her fans and Under Armour loyalists. Many see this as a refreshing move, with hashtags like Team Clark and Break the Mold trending on social media. "She's not afraid to take risks and chart her own path," one fan tweeted. Caitlin Clark is proving that she's not just a basketball star, but a cultural icon in the making. Others praised her for potentially shaking up the endorsement landscape, arguing that athletes shouldn't have to follow the Nike pipeline to succeed. On the other side of the debate, traditionalists argue that turning down Nike, a brand synonymous with global sports greatness, is a risky gamble that could backfire. "She's young and talented, but this could be a mistake," said one sports analyst. Aligning with Nike would have guaranteed her massive exposure and lucrative deals. Under Armour just doesn't have the same reach. Some critics even speculated that this decision could hurt Clark's long-term marketability, particularly as she tries to build a fan base that transcends basketball. Adding fuel to the fire is Clark's open admiration for LeBron James, one of Nike's most celebrated athletes. The comment about admiring what LeBron has built has led to speculation about whether she is challenging his influence or aligning herself as a rival to his Nike empire. A well-known sports journalist added to the intrigue, tweeting, "Is Caitlin Clark throwing shade at LeBron by partnering with his competitor? Or is she paying homage to his blueprint by carving out her own unique path?" Either way, it's bold. Clark's move raises important questions about the evolving nature of athlete endorsements. For decades, Nike has been the go-to brand for athletes looking to establish themselves as global icons. But in choosing Under Armour, Clark is signaling a shift, one where athletes may prioritize authenticity and alignment with their values over traditional marketing clout. This could set a precedent for other young athletes, encouraging them to explore partnerships with emerging brands rather than following the beaten path. Meanwhile, speculation about a rivalry between Caitlin Clark and LeBron James continues to heat up. While there's no direct conflict between the two, Clark's decision has inevitably drawn comparisons. Some see her as a potential challenger to James's influence in the endorsement world, while others argue that her admiration for LeBron reflects a desire to emulate his success. Either way, the media frenzy has placed both athletes under the microscope, with fans and critics eagerly watching to see how this plays out. Clark has yet to confirm or deny the rumors about her partnership with Under Armour, but the controversy has already elevated her status as a trendsetter in the sports world. Brands are reportedly lining up to pitch deals, hoping to capitalize on her growing fame and influence. Caitlin Clark's bold move to choose Under Armour over Nike has sparked debates, divided fans, and hinted at a potential rivalry with one of the greatest athletes of all time. But was this a calculated masterstroke or a risky gamble that could backfire? As Clark continues to break barriers on the court and in the endorsement game, the sports world is left wondering, could Caitlin Clark truly rival LeBron James, not just as an athlete, but as a cultural icon?
If you're a basketball player but just a recreational golfer like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything. There are actually fans that think she can make birdies, or even pars. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's golf a bad name. So the kid is set up for failure right from the beginning.
Most people believe that criticism from legends like Gina Auriemma means an athlete might be out of their league. But what if that belief is completely wrong? What if Caitlin Clark, despite being called a recreational golfer, is actually on the verge of redefining what it means to be a multi-sport athlete? Stick around, because her response to Auriemma's harsh words just changed everything we thought we knew about crossover stars. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to criticism, but no one expected legendary UConn head coach Gina Auriemma to take aim at her golf game. During a recent interview, Auriemma unleashed a series of harsh remarks, questioning Clark's ability to compete in the LPGA and dismissing her golfing ambitions as delusional.
If you're a basketball player but just a recreational golfer like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything.
He called her a recreational golfer, claiming she lacked the skill set to handle the physicality and precision of the LPGA. He described her short game and accuracy as non-existent, predicting she'd face a rude awakening if she tried to compete professionally. Perhaps most controversially, Auriemma suggested her fans were disrespectful to professional golfers for believing she could even hold her own on the course. The backlash was immediate. Clark's supporters flooded social media, calling Auriemma's comments unnecessary and condescending. Even fans of UConn basketball were shocked at the tone, with many questioning why Auriemma felt the need to publicly tear down another athlete. If Auriemma expected Clark to fire back, he was sorely mistaken. Instead, Caitlin responded with her signature mix of humor and confidence, showing once again why she's one of the most beloved athletes in sports today. Acknowledging her inexperience, she joked, "I'm strong and I can hit it. It just usually doesn't go straight." This lighthearted comment deflected the negativity while highlighting her willingness to learn and improve. She focused on the joy she gets from golf, saying, "Playing alongside legends like Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam was an incredible experience. I'm just here to have fun and grow as an athlete." Clark also chose to highlight the overwhelming support she's received, thanking fans for believing in her and celebrating her journey. Clark didn't have to defend herself alone. Some of the biggest names in golf came to her defense, countering Auriemma's remarks with praise for her talent and potential. Nelly Korda. Caitlin brings excitement and energy to women's golf. Sure, she's new to the game, but her drives are impressive, and she's got the competitive spirit to succeed. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan. Athletes like Caitlin are vital for growing sports. She's proving that crossover appeal can bring new audiences and energy to golf. Auriemma's comments may have sparked controversy, but they also shone a light on something bigger. Caitlin Clark's ability to transcend sports and bring attention to women's athletics in a way few others can. Clark's appearance at the Annika Pro-Am was a game-changer. Ticket sales skyrocketed, increasing by a staggering 1,200%. Fans who'd never set foot on a golf course were lining up to watch her play, many wearing her basketball jerseys and waving handmade signs. The event wasn't just a golf tournament, it was an event. The atmosphere at Pelican Golf Club was electric, with crowds chanting her name and flooding social media with clips of her best moments. Clark's foray into golf isn't just about her own ambitions. It's about breaking down barriers between sports. Her ability to draw basketball fans into the world of golf is a testament to her star power and the untapped potential of cross-sport promotion. As LPGA legend Annika Sorenstam said, Caitlin isn't just representing basketball or golf. She's representing a movement for women's sports as a whole. Caitlin Clark's response to Auriemma's criticism was a masterclass in grace under pressure. But here's the real question. Can she silence the doubters by taking her golf game to the next level? Or will this feud with one of basketball's most iconic figures overshadow her efforts? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark isn't backing down, and her journey is far from over. Everyone thought Tiger Woods was exaggerating when he compared Caitlin Clark to himself. She's a basketball player, they said. What does she know about golf? But what if Tiger was right all along? What if Caitlin Clark isn't just destined to dominate basketball, but is on the verge of becoming a golf prodigy too? And if you're skeptical, wait until you hear what Tiger saw in Caitlin that no one else did, and why the sports world is finally starting to listen. It all started with a simple yet profound statement from Tiger Woods during an interview earlier this year. While discussing the future of sports and its next wave of transformative athletes, Woods made a bold prediction. Caitlin Clark has what it takes to be a game changer, not just in basketball, but in golf as well. Caitlin has the same fire and determination that I had when I first started, Woods said. Her competitive spirit is unmatched, and that's what separates good athletes from the truly great ones. If she keeps working on her game, she could take golf by storm. At the time, most dismissed this as an offhand remark. After all, Clark was known for her record-breaking performances in the WNBA, not for her skills on the green. But Tiger's words lingered, especially for those who've seen Caitlin play golf firsthand. Tiger Woods revolutionized golf by making it younger, faster, and more diverse. His success brought in new fans, changed the commercial appeal of the game, and inspired a generation. Caitlin Clark is doing the same for women's basketball. Her flashy style of play, deep three-pointers, and fiery competitiveness have drawn unprecedented attention to the WNBA. WNBA CMO Phil Cook even stated, "Clark is poised to influence the WNBA in ways similar to how Tiger changed golf." Both athletes are disruptors, unafraid to challenge the status quo and redefine what's possible in their respective sports. When Caitlin Clark participated in the Annika Pro-Am event earlier this year, she wasn't just a celebrity guest. She held her own against some of the biggest names in golf, including Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam. Clark's long drives were powerful, her short game showed finesse, and her competitive instincts were on full display. Fans were blown away, not just because a basketball player was excelling in golf, but because she genuinely looked like she belonged there. Woods, reflecting on her performance, pointed out, "Golf is all about focus and mental toughness. Caitlin has both in abundance. That's why she can thrive under pressure, whether it's making a clutch shot on the court or sinking a long putt." One of Tiger's greatest impacts on golf was his ability to draw massive crowds wherever he played. Caitlin Clark is having a similar effect. Her presence at the Annika Pro-Am reportedly increased ticket sales 12-fold, turning a relatively quiet event into a spectacle. Fans lined up for autographs, followed her group hole by hole, and cheered every shot she took. Annika Sorenstam commented, "It's been a long time since I've seen this kind of energy at a Pro-Am." Caitlin brings a unique excitement to the game, much like Tiger did in his prime. Tiger's faith in Caitlin Clark isn't just about what she's achieved so far, it's about what's possible. As Clark continues to excel in the WNBA, she's also carving out a space for herself in golf. She's not committing to one over the other yet, but her success at high-profile golf events has sparked serious conversations. Could she become one of the rare athletes to dominate two sports at the professional level? The comparisons to Tiger Woods have only fueled the speculation. Both started young, both had a magnetic effect on fans, and both were doubted before they proved their doubters wrong. Nelly Korda. It's rare to see someone who's so naturally talented and competitive in two sports. Caitlin has a gift, and it's going to be exciting to see how far she can take it. LPGA Commissioner Molly Marcoux. Saman. Caitlin's presence is inspiring for women's golf. She's showing that it's possible to excel in multiple arenas, and that's a message we need more of in sports today. Will Caitlin Clark follow in Tiger's footsteps and change the landscape of golf while dominating basketball? Or is this just a glimpse of her potential, waiting to be fully unleashed? Tiger Woods saw something in Caitlin Clark that no one else did. A spark, a fire, a rare kind of greatness. And now the world is starting to see it too. But the question remains, can she truly live up to Tiger's vision and become the next great crossover athlete? With every basket she scores and every putt she sinks, Caitlin Clark inches closer to proving that Tiger Woods wasn't just right, he was prophetic. Stay tuned, because Caitlin Clark's story is only getting started.
Thanks for coming our way. It's just it just elevates this event in so many ways, and what Caitlin has done, not just in on the court, but just in general for women and girls in sport, and such an inspiration and motivation. So, yeah, I really look forward to seeing your game tomorrow.
If you're a basketball player but just a recreational golfer, like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Caitlin Clark shocks the golf world by beating LPGA stars at Annika Pro-Am. Most people think basketball stars like Caitlin Clark dominate only on the court, leaving other sports to the professionals. But what if I told you that belief is completely wrong? Caitlin Clark just stepped onto the golf course and didn't just hold her own. She beat some of the best in the game. And if you think this was just beginner's luck, wait until you hear how she did it and why it's changing everything we know about crossover athletes. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to the spotlight. From breaking scoring records in the WNBA to redefining what it means to be a rookie phenom, she's become a household name in sports. But no one expected her to take her competitive spirit to the golf course. The stage was set at the prestigious Annika Pro-Am at Pelican Golf Club. Clark was invited to play alongside LPGA icons like world #1 Nelly Korda and Hall of Famer Annika Sorenstam. Fans flocked to the event, with ticket sales skyrocketing 12-fold compared to the previous year. Clark's participation wasn't just a headline, it was a phenomenon. Initially, Clark played down her abilities, jokingly referring to herself as just an average golfer. But behind the humor, there was a glimmer of her trademark confidence. Little did anyone know this self-proclaimed underdog was about to take the event by storm. On the par 3 12th hole, Clark delivered the shot of the day. A 6-foot putt for birdie had the crowd erupting in cheers. It wasn't just a great moment. It was a moment that set the tone for the rest of her round. Even seasoned golfers in the gallery were impressed. One spectator was overheard saying, "She's got the focus of a pro. You'd never know she's a basketball player first." As the day unfolded, Clark's consistency on the course became impossible to ignore. Despite a rocky start, where she hilariously admitted nearly hitting fans with her first tee shot, she quickly found her rhythm. Her drives were steady, her short game was on point, and her ability to handle pressure was unmatched. By the end of the round, Clark's score wasn't just competitive, it placed her ahead of several LPGA veterans, including players with major championship wins. The underdog narrative had flipped. She wasn't just participating, she was winning. Beyond her performance, Clark's charisma stole the show. Fans lined up for autographs, cheered her every shot, and followed her group hole by hole. Her presence brought a unique energy to the event, turning a typically reserved Pro-Am into a spectacle. After the round, Nelly Korda couldn't hold back her admiration. She played incredibly well today. For someone who claims to be an average golfer, she certainly showed us all what she's capable of. Even Annika Sorenstam, a legend in her own right, was impressed. She's a natural competitor. You can see it in how she approaches every shot. It's exciting to see an athlete like her bring this level of energy to the sport. Clark's participation wasn't just a win for her. It was a win for women's sports. Her ability to draw massive crowds and media attention highlighted the crossover appeal of athletes who excel in multiple disciplines. LPGA Commissioner Molly Marcoux-Samaan summed it up best. The energy out here was terrific. Caitlin brought something special to this event, and it's clear she has the ability to inspire fans across all sports. While Clark has no plans to leave basketball anytime soon, her success on the golf course has sparked widespread speculation. Could she pursue a dual-sport career? Will she return to the Pro-Am circuit in the future? Fans are already clamoring for more. Caitlin Clark's incredible performance at the Annika Pro-Am has left us all asking one question. Is this just the beginning of her story in golf? While she remains committed to dominating the WNBA, Her unexpected success on the green has opened doors and imaginations worldwide. Could Caitlin Clark be the next great crossover athlete, redefining what it means to excel at the highest levels in multiple sports? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Wherever Clark goes, history follows. Stay tuned, because Caitlin Clark's journey is far from over. Most people think women's golf is struggling to gain fans because it just can't compete with the excitement of other sports like basketball. But what if I told you that's completely wrong? Caitlin Clark, a basketball star, just proved that the problem isn't the sport, it's how it's being marketed. Her record-breaking impact on the LPGA Tour shows a completely new way to transform women's sports, and what she did might be the blueprint for a revolution. Stick around to find out why this one moment is reshaping everything we thought we knew about women's golf. It started like any other Wednesday Pro-Am, a typically subdued day with small groups of fans scattered across the course. But as Caitlin Clark stepped onto the green at Pelican Golf Club, everything changed. Fans of all ages, some even skipping school, flooded the course to see her play. Many wore her basketball jerseys, waved handmade signs, and lined up for autographs. The atmosphere was electric, with one attendee describing it as the loudest I've ever heard a golf event. The numbers speak for themselves. Ticket sales reportedly surged to 12 times what they were the previous year. Even LPGA Commissioner Molly Marcoux-Samaan couldn't help but acknowledge the phenomenon, saying, "This energy is something we haven't seen in a long time." Caitlin brought something special to this event, but it wasn't just the fans who felt the impact. The players did too. Clark's influence wasn't limited to the crowd. Her presence sparked reactions from some of the LPGA's biggest names. Paired with Clark for the event, Korda was amazed at the turnout. To see the influence that she has on people, it was incredible, she said. This isn't just about golf, it's about women's sports as a whole. Caitlin is showing us what's possible. A veteran of the LPGA, Lincecum was equally enthusiastic. She even brought a basketball for Clark to sign for her daughters. Caitlin being here is huge. It's proof that we can bridge the gap between sports and bring in new audiences, she remarked. The golf legend praised Clark's maturity and poise, noting how she represents a new era for women's sports. She's not just a basketball player, she's a movement. Watching her connect with fans today was inspiring, Sorenstam said. But not every reaction was purely positive. While Yin acknowledged the excitement, she expressed frustration that the LPGA hasn't done enough to capitalize on moments like this. "We need to do more." Caitlin brought the crowds, but what's next? "We can't let this energy fade," she said, pointing to a larger conversation about the promotion of women's sports. Ko struck a balanced tone, recognizing the progress while calling for continuous improvement. "This was a great moment, but there's always more we can do to build on it," she said. The event not only brought in record-breaking crowds, but also saw a surge in media attention and social media engagement. Fans shared photos and videos of Clark's play, creating a buzz that carried over into subsequent LPGA events. Clark's crossover appeal demonstrated the untapped potential of cross-sport promotion. Her ability to attract both basketball and golf fans underscored the importance of breaking down barriers between different sports communities. Caitlin Clark's appearance at the Pro-Am wasn't just a one-off event, it was a statement. It highlighted the growing demand for visibility in women's sports and proved that a single athlete can ignite a movement. As LPGA Commissioner Samaan said, "This is the future of women's sports. Collaboration, crossover, and a united push for greater recognition." Caitlin Clark's historic impact on the LPGA has sparked a conversation that's far from over. Will her influence lead to lasting change for women's golf and beyond? Or will this moment fade into memory without the action it deserves? One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark has already changed the game, and her story is only just beginning. Stay tuned, because the ripple effects of this moment might just reshape women's sports forever.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm next.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
All right. This is awesome.
Most people believe Caitlin Clark's rise as a basketball star is her ultimate legacy. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if the real controversy isn't her dominance on the court, but her decision to challenge one of the most untouchable figures in sports history, Tiger Woods? And here's the kicker. She didn't just challenge him, she replaced him with Rory McIlroy as her golf idol. Stick around because this bold move has the sports world in an uproar. And the reasons behind it might just change how you see Caitlin Clark forever. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's rising star, and a name synonymous with breaking records, just made headlines for all the wrong reasons. In a move that has sports fans across the globe stunned, Clark publicly snubbed Tiger Woods, yes, the Tiger Woods, as her golf idol, choosing instead to praise Rory McIlroy. The backlash? Immediate. The controversy? Explosive. And the implications? Let's just say her career may never be the same after this. It all began at a post-round press conference during the LPGA's prestigious Annika Pro-Am event. Caitlin Clark, fresh off an impressive round of golf that left fans buzzing, was asked a seemingly innocent question. Who inspires you most in the world of golf? The room held its breath, expecting the basketball phenom to draw comparisons to Tiger Woods, a fellow game-changer whose dominance transcended his sport. Instead, Clark's answer took everyone by surprise. While I respect Tiger and everything he's done for golf, she began, I've always connected more with Rory McIlroy. His style, his grace on the course, and his approach to the game resonate more with me personally. The statement was polite, even measured, but the fallout was anything but. Within minutes, the internet was ablaze with reactions, and the phrase, Clark snubs Tiger, became the top trending hashtag on Twitter. Tiger Woods' fan base, known for its loyalty and passion, didn't hold back. Social media erupted with criticism, with some fans accusing Clark of disrespecting Woods' legacy. How can you ignore the man who redefined sports? One outraged fan tweeted, Caitlin Clark needs a reality check. Others pointed out that Woods' trailblazing success paved the way for athletes like Clark to shine, arguing that her comments were tone-deaf at best. On the flip side, McIlroy's supporters and Clark's loyal fans rushed to her defense. They applauded her for speaking her truth, asserting that her preferences reflect her individuality as an athlete. She's not obligated to idolize Tiger just because he's the most famous. One supporter wrote, Caitlin Clark is carving her own path. Let her choose who inspires her. As the controversy spread, sports analysts weighed in. Some saw Clark's comments as a bold declaration of independence, an athlete unafraid to challenge the status quo. Others, however, questioned whether the move could alienate a significant portion of her fan base. This is the risk of being honest in today's sports landscape. One commentator noted, fans expect athletes to toe the line, and when they don't, it can create a PR nightmare. The incident has thrust Caitlin Clark into an unfamiliar position, the center of a sports loyalty debate. But this isn't just about one comment. It's about the broader pressures athletes face to navigate public perception while staying true to themselves. Some marketing experts are speculating that Clark's comment could impact her endorsement deals. Brands love her because she's seen as relatable and inspiring, one insider said. But when you court controversy, you risk alienating key demographics. On the other hand, Clark's individuality might attract new opportunities. Some argue that her willingness to speak out, even if controversial, makes her more authentic, a quality that resonates with younger audiences. As for Tiger Woods, he stayed notably silent on the matter, but insiders suggest that Woods' camp is taking the high road, focusing on his ongoing influence in the sport rather than engaging in the debate. Meanwhile, Rory McIlroy responded with characteristic humility. It's flattering to hear that from someone like Caitlin, he said in a brief statement. She's an incredible athlete, and I'm excited to see what she does next, on the court or the course. Caitlin Clark's choice to name Rory McIlroy over Tiger Woods has sparked one of the biggest debates in sports this year. Is she a trailblazer, challenging outdated norms, or did she just make the biggest PR misstep of her career?